My name is Chris Krigler. I'm the owner at HOA Management.
Hi, I'm Chris Mary. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer for HOA Management.
And with homeowners associations, we believe in resiliency. And resiliency means it's stuff that is built to last so that you're not redoing it over and over and over again. And we have an issue here with the stucco that it wasn't put on correctly. There was a construction defects lawsuit. But as we rebuild, it is our mission to rebuild to last. And that's what resiliency means for us.
We're trying to do some preliminary testing to put together a long-term plan for this community that will address the physical assets of these homes.
And for the physical assets is part of the triple bottom line, but it's financial, so we want a financially healthy association. It's environmental, and to us environmental also means that there's not water coming in, there's not mold growing behind your walls, and then also it is social and community. So by bringing the homeowners together and getting them involved in this project so that they understand how we're rebuilding their homes to last, that's a resistant HOA for us.
And part of that's going to be through education. We've done some documentation of the testing today, and we're going to be able to communicate to that community at large so everyone knows what's happening on the exteriors of their home.
Raul Jabalera with Endeavor Exteriors. I'm the lead estimator, and today we're here in an HOA in Greenwood Village here to do an intrusive stucco testing. A couple of different reasons why we would do this actually first before I get going. The first reason is because we want to see if there's any water damage behind the actual stucco, specifically because it's directly underneath a gutter that is showing some signs of problems. But in this case, so what we're doing here is just trying to identify the actual system. The system here, what we've identified is just a 1 layer of mesh, 2 layers of felt, and then your 1 inch of cementitious stucco on top of that. What you can see here, I don't know if you want to zoom in a little bit, is just on this wall here, the substrate is a gypsum. It's just a fire-rated substrate that's used specifically because there's a separation here between 2 buildings, 2 separate units. Across the way here, there's a wall with OSB. So off the bat, it wouldn't seem awkward or seem weird to have that, but in this case, it's not. It's not a problem.
So in addition to looking at the physical buildings of this community, we're also hopefully working on a large landscaping project here as well. We've done some analysis of the water usage of this community, and the association pays for all of the communal water use. And we found that the community typically uses about double the recommended amount of water per square foot, and that's mostly because there's a lot of turf grass and that the sprinkler system controlling is probably watering when it's raining and just generally watering too much. So another part of sustainability is really looking at the whole picture of the community, and the landscape is a huge asset there. And we're going to try to put together a plan that accounts for not only water usage, but the physical design as well.
I'd like to say that the most successfully run communities always have committees. And here they have a landscaping committee, and their budget is small, it's $6,000, but they spent that budget on improvements, and then they go back and reassess next year and say, okay, what lived, what didn't live, but more importantly, what was appropriate and took, and what didn't, so they're not making the same mistakes. One of the ways they succeeded in doing this is working with the landscape architect and gardener to create a plan that's implemented over many years. And by doing that, and then it becomes resilient and sustainable because it lasts.